I've got a full rifle here. I don't know
I think I broke it.
what you broke.
I think I broke it.
Yeah. I don't think it's supposed to be. Oh no, it is supposed to do that.
Ha!
Hey, how about that?
Kidding, I knew it did that.
Of course, we know everything.
Not as cool as the HK slap thing.
No, yeah, I do like that kind of
Yeah, it's
slap to send a bolt
interesting.
home.
Hey guys.
Yo, hi there,
welcome.
people.
We're just checking out some of the new cool guys stuffs. Steyr AUG, interesting. Not a new gun by any means.
Yeah, no, it's been around a couple of weeks or a couple of years or so.
Many of the weeks, many of the years. Featured in one of the greatest Christmas movies ever, which somebody in this room still has not seen.
I've seen it. Have you seen it?
I've seen it.
Oh yeah, you've seen it.
I've seen it. Well, I guess technically I haven't seen it in 2019, but I did see it in 2018.
I will watch it on
So it's been since like last year.
Yeah.
Because them dad jokes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it's pre-Star Wars Stormtrooper kind of gun thing. It's a neat setup. Bullpup. You can swap some stuff over. That's what we were just talking about.
For all you wrong-handed people.
You can switch it over to wrong-handed people's, because if you shoot it this way, I don't know if you can see, but like that's literally coming at your face and like
that's not so fun.
burning the beard.
Yeah.
So it would not be good. But
burned beard hair does not smell pleasant.
yes, it not at all. But a neat gun.
Yeah.
Seen a couple of guys use them in competitions. Don't use steel case ammo.
You don't like it?
No, and then when it jams up in there, and then you do the button pushy twisty thing, you get to see that your round is still captured.
There's not much you can do about it.
Yeah. And it doesn't, and then when it's got a primer that hasn't gone bang, it's a little scarier that way too.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but that's the AUG. What do you got there?
I've got a Skr.
A Skr.
got
That's
a
the one that's
Scar
like all the
17.
same color.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
That's strange
almost.
to see. It's mostly the same color.
Yeah, gas block. They still kept to the
They had-
true
yeah, the-
roots and.
Yeah, the gas
Had to have
block
some
they
sort
did
of
have to
different
make grayish, sort of. But yeah, it's an all black Scar 17. We've actually got two of these. We had a Scar
20S.
20S.
That didn't last but a day.
Yeah, I don't even know if it made it a full 24 hours.
No.
It we put it up on the wall and said ta-da, and the guy said, "I'll take that." And,
Yeah.
yeah. So we've got two of the Scar
Got some
17s
Scars.
though. In all black, not the multicolor FDE of the standard Scar 17.
Multi-FDE.
Yeah, multi-FDE. But yeah, come in, check them out, especially if you've never got to handle one of these personally. Come in, check them out. They'll hopefully not be on the wall for a long time, but we got them up here right now.
Right, so come grab them quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's get into stuff. What are some of the stuff we got going on this week at the range?
We got all sorts of fun stuff, man.
All the fun stuff.
We've got another practical tactical match coming up.
Practical
in a couple- or
tactical
tomorrow.
test 2
Yep.
is tomorrow. So
I'm sure
hopefully
that one's
everything's
probably
going to go well.
Closed.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. Still kind of that closed off, limited reach kind of
Test group.
whispers through for the testing side of things. Only to try and make sure that we're kind of going down the right
Yeah, it's
right
crossing
pattern
the
with
T's,
this
dots
thing.
the I's, making sure that people think the rules are fair and it's fun and you can learn stuff from it.
Yeah. So hopefully everything's going to be lined out with this one, and then starting in February, it'll be our official 4th match of the month. So we'll open that up and start pushing that out. So that'll be kind of cool.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a match geared towards a concealed carrier. You can shoot it as a match. I mean, it's obviously a match, so it's timed and scored.
Yep.
And you can shoot it that way, or you can really try to take it as a training event and try to run it like you would if it was in your home, and you take more time to.
Sticking with the very CCW minded mindset, what you actually are going to wear for your concealment garments and so forth. So
Pajamas.
You can wear your pajamas, but
You do have to wear pants. You do. You have to wear clothing. How can I say this?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Because I didn't know that we put any requirements on pants. What if you want to wear a kilt? Or the lady wants to wear a skirt?
That is fine. You can't wear
Those aren't
purposefully designed
or
undergarments.
shorts.
You can't wear purposely designed undergarments. You can't show up here in your boxers.
We got a guy that's been shooting some of the matches in his silkies.
That's okay. Those are not purposely designed undergarments.
They're purposely designed amazingness.
Yes,
Speaking of which, comment below if you want a pair of range silkies, because those are going to be a thing, I think.
I want them to
We're Phil and I are on board.
Yeah, we have some people
Justin's
here
on
that
board.
don't really
We're trying.
totally understand what silkies are or why anybody would want them. I want them.
I didn't understand either until I was brought into the fold of why they're amazing.
They are amazing.
Yes, I will agree. They are amazing.
So yeah, if you'd like your very own pair of range silkies, comment below and let us know.
Colors.
Sam will be monitoring.
Colors is another thing that we'll have an idea as well.
Where's Jason Brown?
Hi, Jason.
He's not here.
Oh, where is he?
Zero dad jokes yet. I'm really
Not one
disappointed.
dad joke
Not a
yet?
single dad joke from Jason Brown.
I tried one.
He'll be along
Didn't-
shortly.
Didn't work well, but.
No.
Shortly, you get it because he's like
Short.
Oh.
Shortly. Sorry, Jason. Love you, buddy.
Not me. So let's talk some training. We got a
Yes,
bunch of
sir.
training coming up.
We do.
Handgun this weekend, carbine one this weekend, defensive handgun on Monday.
All sold out.
Yeah.
So if you were hoping to sign up today, sorry, too late.
Yep.
They're actually sold out a couple weeks
So
ago. but-
that's one thing that we've been seeing is that training is, thankfully, it's
I
a
think
blessing
more
and a
more
curse.
people-
It's more and more people are getting excited about the training.
Yeah, we've had some unfortunate events in our area in the last few months that have prompted some people to really want to take the training more seriously. So the bad of it is that we had some of that stuff happen. The good of it is that people realize, hey, what if? And
Yeah.
I go to the range once a month or once a week, but I just stand still and shoot paper targets, and I don't move, and I don't draw from a holster. I don't get to do any of that kind of stuff. Maybe I should learn a little bit of this. So we've definitely seen an uptick in people coming out and hanging out with us and shooting guns and having fun. Saturday's class, I've gotten probably 4 or 5 emails today asking about the class and weather because we're supposed to have snow Friday night. So I don't know. I'm still planning on having a class. I'm still planning on being here. So I just told my
So come
students that if you can't make it, let me know. That's fine. We can put you in another class, but I definitely want to know, and hopefully, I want snow. I also want to teach a class. So I can't have
Enough
one person
snow
here.
for fun.
Yes, I want to go
But-
sledding with my kids.
Me too.
Yeah, or go out to
We haven't
Hidden
gotten a
Valley
good
and
snow
go. I
lately.
know.
Like we got that little dusting, a couple of dustings, but it wasn't enough to actually get the sled to slide anywhere.
We went sledding. I live on a hill, and sledding between my house and my neighbor's house. I was at work, but they made it like 2 passes down the hill, and then we're getting into mud. So my wife made them stop.
It was like, yeah. So see that, like, it's like a tease
Yeah.
of like, oh.
No.
Because I mean, it takes a good 3 or 4 times down before that really gets to be a good run. and
Absolutely.
that's when the fun starts.
Yep.
So
Yep.
too, your kids just kind of got like,
Teased. Yeah.
oh.
Not today.
Right. It's like
Take
when you
that
go
right
into
back.
like, you walk past a Cinnabon and they're like, would you want a sample? I do, but not really.
I have to eat a whole
whole
pie
box
plate
because
of
it's like
Cinnabon,
you have to eat a whole box.
Yeah, absolutely. We've also got coming up next week the free clinic.
Yes, that's a cool one.
Cyberbullying. We've got FBI, a special agent from the FBI coming in to do a presentation on it. It's a big thing that happens, especially with kids. You know, it's so much online talk and your online friends and getting friend requests from people you don't know and all this kind of stuff. And I've got 10-year-old twins, and they're just kind of starting to try to delve into that world. And
Yeah, it's a mess.
It's kind of scary.
a
So
mess.
yeah, we got the special agent coming out. She's it's going to be a good presentation. Sign up for it on our website.
This is designed around like the middle school,
Yeah,
high school
teenage,
type
yep. And you
age
can bring
brackets.
teenagers out if you want. I wouldn't bring anybody really under 13 probably, but you can bring the kids out. Just register on our site so we know I don't want to have 4 people registered and have 50 people show up. If 50 people show up, awesome, but
Yeah.
I just want to know so we can have the room set the right way and all that kind of stuff. So if you're going to come out and bring your kid, just go on our website and register. It's totally free. Show up, hang out with us, listen to some good information. She'll be hanging around afterwards for questions and all that kind of stuff. So get signed up for that. Come on out.
Yeah, if we get enough people, we'll make Sam come up with snacks or something.
I got snacks.
There you go.
Snacks are good.
IDPA shooters. Dustin is trying to put a classifier together next Tuesday.
Yep.
So I don't know if he's got practice scores set up or anything. I don't think he does.
I think this was kind of a last minute thing yesterday.
Yeah, I
and I
just saw it on the
don't
schedule today. It was like,
Oh,
hey,
Yeah. we
since you're
doing
not
this?
here today, is this a thing? He's like, yeah. So qualifier next Tuesday. Next Thursday, we've got the USPSA Open or Outlaw. That's going to open up on Saturday morning, 9 a.m., just like normal.
watch our
and then-
Facebook page for that. You'll see that
Yep,
link pop up
9
9
a.m.
a.m.
And then, Phil, February 1st.
Second
Big
and
deal.
third, yeah. If you've ever wanted to share your love of firearms with other people, we've got a NRA basic pistol instructor course coming up. It's a 3-day class. First day, if you haven't already taken it, is the NRA basic pistol class. So you have to have taken the NRA basic pistol class first, and then the next 2 days are the instructor level course. So if you've already taken the NRA basic pistol class, you can skip Friday. It does, however, have to be an instructor-led class. It cannot be the online version. It does not count. But you come out, hang out with us for a couple of days, get some good information on how to transfer and translate your skills and love of this sport to other people. This does also allow you to teach CCW in the state of Missouri. It is the only NTO or National Training Organization that the state of Missouri recognizes for allowing you to teach CCW. Okay, so you can use your own curriculum. You do have to submit that for approval, but you have to be an NRA basic pistol instructor or a law enforcement instructor or some other something above and beyond the NRA class.
Right. So at least the NRA
Yes.
basic pistol is kind of the lowest possible training
Well,
you
it's
can
the
get. Or,
it's the one that civilians can get. There's others that you have to be a government employee to have. They recognize certain things, but for just a standard civilian, the NRA basic pistol instructor course is the only one that works. There are other, like I'm a US CCA pistol instructor. The state of Missouri does not recognize that. They recognize their curriculum, but not their certification. So you have to be an NRA certified instructor if you want to be able to teach CCW in the state of Missouri. So if you thought about doing that, making some extra money on the side or whatever, you enjoy this enough, come out and get signed up for it. You will learn something, even if you don't teach. I took the class several years before I really taught a lot, just because I wanted to learn more about how to share it. So it'll be a good class.
That's cool. So let's get into the news. So there's a couple of oddball kind of things that have been in the news lately. So you got an Arizona man. I feel like you should start off as Florida man, but Arizona guy
It does usually happen like
going to
this in Florida.
shopping at Walmart. Obviously dressed in his Walmart's finest, pair of sweatpants. He takes a pistol and tucks it into his sweatpants and goes into Walmart. Well, as most of you can tell right off the bat, and we did share this story yesterday, it started to fall out of his sweatpants. Go figure. And so as it was falling, he reached down and tried to grab it.
He did grab it.
And he was successful.
Yep.
Yes. So when you drop a gun, as I can tell you that has happened to me in a match, when you drop the gun, don't try and grab it. Don't
Leave it alone.
Like just let it fall. Because when you try and grab it, just like what happened to this guy, the gun went off.
Yeah.
No,
What makes the
luckily-
gun go bang? Is it gravity or is it the trigger?
It's the trigger.
It's the trigger. Yeah.
It's the trigger every time.
Yeah.
Nope. There was that one time where nope.
Yeah.
Then nope.
Just the
always,
trigger.
always the trigger. Always the trigger.
If you ever drop a gun, let it fall. Deal with that embarrassment. Pick it up properly. Don't be like that FBI agent that dropped his when he did a backflip.
Tried to rush, yeah.
And picked it up and shot somebody. Pick it up. Deal with the embarrassment and move on. Maybe leave your cart of groceries there and just walk out and go finish your grocery shopping somewhere else. But do not try to catch it because, as this guy did, he shot himself in the leg.
Luckily for the other people there, he shot himself.
Not anybody else.
But obviously, now he's got holes and he's got a stupid story to tell. But he's also being charged with recklessly discharging a firearm in a public space.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can't do that, no. So not only is he dumb, it was all caused by his lack of preparedness. Be prepared. You don't even have to have an expensive one.
I was
but
just
a
going to say,
holster
a
of some
holster
sort
is a very easy. There's probably 1 or 2 manufacturers that make holsters, or 1 or 2,000, or maybe 10 or 20,000.
Right. There's
quite
1
a
or
few
2 in your neighborhood that probably make holsters.
Get a good holster for your gun. It doesn't have to be expensive, but get something that covers your trigger guard, keeps the gun where you put it, so it doesn't fall out of your sweatpants. Probably not a good idea to carry in sweatpants with a
just a holster
or something. I would probably do like a belly band or something if I was wearing sweatpants, but
they got belly bands. They have the fanny packs, and fanny packs for some reason are coming back in style.
2019, so he could carry a purse if he wanted. That's fine.
Carry a purse or a merce or whatever other.
Works.
If you really have to do that off-body carry thing, I'm not a big fan of the off-body carry, but I mean, if you're going to wear kilts and what's that little thing, that little pouch in front of the kilt? Maybe that's another good place to put it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
There's probably something purposeful for that it's supposed to be in there. I don't know what it is though.
Snacks probably, because that's what I'd like to put in a little pouch, would be snacks, because I like snacks. But another one. So I know it's going to sound really, really odd, but a Chicago woman had her CCW. Yes.
Which is crazy, just for the state of
Chicago
Illinois.
Resident.
And being in Chicago. So good on her. High five.
Yay for you. So she's waiting for the bus at 6 a.m. It's the morning. Some of you guys probably don't even know what 6 a.m. is, but it's the morning time. And she was standing there waiting for a bus, and a guy came up, tried to rob her at gunpoint. So she draws her concealed pistol and takes one shot. Hits him in the neck, and he takes off. The cool part is she didn't continue to fire. Obviously, at that point, the threat is over. And so it only took one shot, hit him in the neck. Guy took off running.
He said, probably not a good idea to rob this lady, so he took off.
So you got to figure that he's probably thinking, okay, I'm in downtown. This is in the south side of Chicago. So clearly he's thinking, she probably don't have no gun.
Yeah.
She's standing there waiting for a bus at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Helpless
crime of
lady.
opportunity.
Yep.
She showed him that I'm not a victim.
Good people can have guns too.
So, good guys this chance, good girls with guns, stop bad guys with guns. So, yay for you.
Yay for you. Something that's not on our list that I thought about and I should have put on our list was the MMA fighter. Did you hear about that one?
Oh, yes.
Down in Brazil.
Yes. Don't have to be guns.
Yeah. This woman hanging out. I think she was waiting for an Uber outside of her apartment, and some guy came up to her and said, "Hey, what time is it?" And I don't know if she gave him the time or not, but then he said, "Okay, why don't you give me your phone?" And she's like, "No." And he says, "Well, I've got a gun." She says, "I don't believe you." And she whooped his butt.
Yeah.
She whooped his
severe
butt.
whoopings. He took a beating and a battering.
From what I read, he was asking her to call the cops when she got done. Because she punched him a couple of times, kicked him, elbowed him, put him in a rear naked choke, and told him, "We're just going to sit here and wait for the police." And I'm pretty sure I read that he said, "Please call the police," because he wanted out.
She was probably just holding on, expecting at some point, or hoping at some point, maybe a cop might happen to pass by and say, wonder what she's doing.
She had not a scratch on her except for maybe on her knuckles, and this dude is just search. Oh boy, I don't remember her name.
MMA fighter mugged or attempted mugging.
You will find it. It just happened yesterday or the day before, so it's pretty cool. It's a cool story.
Total battering.
Yes,
totally
I love
battering. Yay for her. She gets one of our heroes of the week. Good job on the cops. Amazingly, and we found some
In
really good
California?
ones this
Yeah.
time. California. So the cops in California stopped a middle school kid who was planning multiple school shootings.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you wonder how far he was into it, but I guess at the end of the year, sometime he threatened some other kid that if he told anybody, he was going to kill him, and that kid did what was right and went to the cops and was like, dude's having issues, and they went and I guess searched 2 homes, found out that, yep, he was planning something.
He had a plan developed.
No comments in any of them articles that I read about it about an AR. So I'm assuming maybe he was going to use something different.
I would have,
because they would use that.
I don't know. Yes,
So,
if there was one in the planning of it,
it would have been brought up
yeah.
just to bring it up.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Nonetheless, it's proof that these guys and girls, today being Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, so again, thank you to the Blue Line that keeps us safe and does stuff like this. Found out that yes, this guy's doing stuff. They look into it and actually do something about it. So they stopped him. So that's awesome. Ooh.
Now wait just a second. There are 3 of us in the room. 2 people just got treats, and the person who brought them is now running away.
And
It's a coffee shake thing.
I don't understand how that just happened to me.
I'm not complaining.
I bought him lunch not too long ago too, and I haven't gotten anything in return.
Who, Vinny?
Yeah, Vinny. I wasn't going to say his name, but Vinny.
Vinny.
Vincent.
I'll call him out.
Leone. Yes.
I mean, I got one. I feel bad for you.
it's really good,
You don't.
Bill.
Great.
You want to try it?
Nope.
You kind
I
of
just want to sit here and feel bad.
Now he's gonna sulk.
It's coffee. Bill.
So where were we?
I don't know. I just see like yummy stuff.
Quick
everywhere.
update for you guys. Bump stock ban.
Ah, jeez. Yeah.
They snuck that in.
And here's the interesting
and I've been
thing.
looking
Yeah,
for it.
We had this conversation yesterday.
Last
or something,
week
I don't know.
and
We're like,
again.
well, we haven't heard anything about it. Is it just being kind of buried because they don't think it's going to actually go through? And I had not heard. We were all waiting for them to actually publish it to start the 90-day period.
Yep.
And I did
We
not
couldn't find it.
realize
I've
that
been-
they have done it.
I've been searching, so I went to
Apparently
the
they did.
register and searched through the register, and I found it. It was put in conveniently on the 26th of
Yep.
December.
So the day after Christmas.
We were probably doing something a little bit more
Yeah.
important and such. So it is official. We can post a link on there. It's the same link that we posted last time, though. It is on the ATF site. In a nutshell, bump stocks or anything like a bump stock is now a machine gun. So you have until the 26th of March to destroy it, or turn it in,
Yep.
or
And they actually have instructions on the ATF's website.
know, where to cut it and so forth.
For certain
and
makes and models of where you cut this and cut that.
there are, from what I'm understanding, there's been a couple of different actions that have been talked about. But from what I'm understanding, there's only really one that's been filed
yeah.
legally and in the correct manner. So
I don't
they're
know.
going after the restitution basically for all of the people that have spent your money. Now they're taking these things away.
The government can't say, here, you bought this, now you can't have that anymore, so we're just going to take it.
Right,
There
and
has
a
to be
very
some sort
similar
of
thing
compensation.
happened recently in a completely unrelated, in regard to the Baofeng radios. Through the FCC.
I missed that.
Yeah, through the FCC. This was, I want to say, about 3 or 4 months ago. Might have been 6. Don't quote me on that. But so on the Baofeng ham radios, when you look into it, I guess the long story shortened up is that it can do things that it doesn't have the proper paperwork to say that it can do, and they're allowing it to do, and it's transmitting and receiving and so forth. But one of those things where it was okay to have, and then now they're like, well, you can't do that anymore. We're gonna have to shut that down. All the people that had them, they're not telling them that they have to destroy them. They're just saying you have to be in compliance.
Yeah.
Well, here's a perfect case where they've got laws and they've got some situations that have been presented where, okay, kind of avoids this or that, nobody's getting penalized for that. You're not instantly a felon for owning that. And that's one of the problems that I have with this is now you're instantly a felon.
Yeah. A month ago you were not. You were completely legal, and then within 90 days
you're now a felon because you now own a machine gun. So can we just all right, fine. You can have it. Here's your opening. I'd totally be okay with them being like, all right, cool. We'll let you now register those as machine guns, because see, that way we could kind of get around that Hughes Amendment thing. And since they have machine guns that are newer than that, maybe we could get them.
They wouldn't let that happen.
Okay, why don't we just get rid of the Hughes Amendment?
Okay. Done.
Speaking of that, reciprocity. So that's going back on the table.
Yep.
So we got Representative Richard Hudson. I don't know where he was from, but he's got it out. His quotes: concealed carry reciprocity is already well established across our country, with the average state recognizing permits from more than 30 other states. National concealed carry reciprocity is common sense, and he says he's going to continue to lead the efforts. Yada, yada, yada. Let's hope.
That would be awesome. It's needed. I mean, it really is. There's no reason for it not to be. You have some of those states, like our famous neighbor, Illinois, that would make that very tough. But
we have proof that it works.
It works, absolutely.
It works.
It just did yesterday.
So, in a nutshell, if you have no reason not to be able to carry, you're good to carry. So as long as you have, it says carrying a valid government issue ID and are lawfully licensed or entitled to carry a concealed handgun. So it's also working, from what I gather on this one, is also for states that have the, we'll just call it permitless carry at this point, or constitutional carry, however you want to look at that. The permitless carry states would then be included into that, because if your home state doesn't require you to carry and you're traveling, you should still keep those rights the whole route. So that'd be cool if they can get that. We'll see how that goes. I know it was a big push in the beginning stages, and I mean, it would be nice.
You know what's interesting with that permitless carry thing is that, like the state of Oklahoma, the last time I checked, so if you're driving through Oklahoma right now and you're watching this, first off, you shouldn't be, but I would double check this. State of Oklahoma, you have to have a concealed carry permit, unless you are from a state that has permitless carry, like us. Then you can carry in Oklahoma without a permit, which is kind of cool, because they're doing what this says, that if your state says it's okay, then we say it's okay too. We don't want our residents to do that right now, which, we can debate that later, but
I like the idea of people at least having some sort of requirement of knowing what the law is, when it's okay to shoot and when it's not, so that
I'm that way too. I always tell people that I'm conflicted as a trainer, because I don't think people can ever have enough training.
No.
And I want people to be informed and well trained.
Right.
So I like the permitless carry as a win for gun rights. Yay. But I don't like it when someone says, oh, cool, now I don't have to worry about anything. And they put it on their hip and they go walk around and they find somebody stealing their car and they decide, well, I can shoot them. You cannot.
No.
Okay, so it's definitely worthy to get some training, even if it's not required. There's lots of training I do, lots of training you do that's not required by anybody, right? But we train because we want to be better and proficient.
Yeah, and people talk about a lot of different ways. I look at it like a car. You've got to know the law. You have to take a test saying, I know the law. And then there's a skills proficiency test that you do. That kind of thing people forget about, because then you start practicing every day, or virtually every day. But I know that friends of mine who have gone out of the country for long periods, and a couple of them had gone long tours over, and they'd volunteered doing some church services and so forth, and they were gone like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Came back, hadn't driven a car in 2.5 years, and it's like, and it was a bit shaky at first. my sister moved down to the Boot Heel, and her husband's never driven around lots of cars before, and he refuses to drive when they come up. She's got to drive both ways because it's too many cars for him. It's just that same kind of thing. I mean, you're talking about a deadly device. Like more people die in car accidents than with guns every year, and yet we look at this. Well, you're practicing driving a car every day. You've got lots of mini tests that happen all the time when driving a car. The same should be applied to that whole mentality of gun. Like
we'll get a comment that says, "Well, driving a car on a government road is a privilege, not a right, and being able to carry a firearm is a right." And we get that. Trust me, we get that. The point is, when you do something every day, you don't have to think about it.
Right.
How many of us have driven our car right past a store or a restaurant because it happens to be on our route to work, and we drive that route to work back and forth all the time? You're not paying attention to stoplights and stop signs and cars that are merging. You just see it subconsciously, and you're paying attention without paying attention. You can drive down Manchester Road with your knees texting while you're doing a backflip in the front seat and still drive okay. But if you don't do that with a firearm, you shoot that firearm once a month or once every 2 months or
worse,
even once a week, or never. You don't have that same level of subconscious proficiency, which is what you need.
Right. Yep. It's got to be second nature. Competitive shooters see it all the time. If you take a month or two off,
makes a big difference.
It's way rough coming back into it, and you're like, but I could do this so much better. What happened? Well, yeah. I mean, there are times where your sight disappears, and you're like,
boom.
Can't really stop. Buzzer goes off, and all the new rules. Buzzer goes off unless there's a problem. There's a score, and your own gun having an issue is not a problem.
Yep.
So we'll see. I mean, I like the idea. I love the idea. I think that national reciprocity would be a great step.
Yep.
And that way you get a lot of people that are in some states that are like, well, that's not fair. I live here, but that guy can carry. You're right. Let's change all the state laws.
Exactly.
We'll see where that goes. The other big one.
I like this one.
Republican
I've liked this one
out
for
of
a few
South
years.
Carolina, Jeff Duncan, Hearing Protection Act, bringing it back.
HPA.
So the HPA is back. Basically, in a nutshell, they want to just remove the silencers and suppressors, whatever you want to call them. Just remove them from the NFA requirements, which includes no text, stamps, blah, 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 blah. Now, what we've kind of seemed to have lost in this translation of, 5 years or so, is that there's not really any kind of push for refunding any of the tax stamps.
That was a big thing for a while.
I think that was a thing that was maybe causing some hangups because the government never wants to give back any money. But what they are pointing out is that they want it mandated that everybody that has it and that has paid it, all of those records need to be destroyed.
Yep.
So
within
destroy
a year,
them in
I
that
think,
way.
or something like that.
They're giving like a year. But I think that's a good thing. Obviously, it sucks for all those guys that paid $200 that
but they've got their
they were
suppressors.
going to need to. But y'all got the happy tax stamp day, and we're not going to get that.
It is a little exciting when you get that email from the ATF.
Right.
You're good.
And I wish you didn't, but that's maybe what it's turning to. So we'll see.
I'm not overly optimistic on it. I definitely wouldn't suggest that anybody that is thinking about getting a suppressor say, "Ooh, I'll wait and save $200."
Yeah, I mean,
you're gonna make yourself, because you're gonna say, "Well, if I don't have to wait on the $200 tax stamp, I don't have to wait." In some cases, it's been like 2 weeks. We've had some of these come back. Not that I've personally seen, but we've had several people tell us that.
I've heard SBRs. I've heard the SBRs
maybe on a Form 1 or something.
And stuff. Those things are coming back really, really fast.
Well, even if it's 6 months, which is a pretty common
6-7 months.
That is still going to be faster than waiting for the HPA to pass. Even if it passes this year, it's still going to be way down the road.
Because we know the government never does anything fast.
And nope. So I definitely wouldn't wait for it. Would it be nice? Yeah. Will suppressor sales go through the roof? Yes. That's another reason not to wait. Is if you say, hey, I like this suppressor right here, but I'm going to wait a couple of months until the tax stamp goes away. Well, suppressors are going to be flying off the shelves then. So you're going to have a lot harder time getting what you want. Where right now you have pretty much your pick.
Yeah.
What you want. So
they're
fun.
Lots of other stuff, but we can end up going on forever and ever.
Oh, yeah.
So I wanted to kind of wrap things up. Again, we have SHOT Show in 11 days, I think. 12 days, something like that. But what do you guys want us to check out? I know the Mossberg mini pistol thing, that's kind of looks, I mean, I'm not sure, but I kind of have a little bit of like a hope for this.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of little micro guns, and I don't know exactly how small or large. It's going to be on the smaller side.
Seems to be in that Shield 43, 365 size.
So that size is
pretty okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I like Mossberg. I like Mossberg shotguns, so I'm definitely interested in checking it out. And I think they're going with a flat trigger, right?
Flat trigger, which is pretty neat. Like not a whole lot of companies do that from the factory. Yeah. And I personally am a huge fan.
Oh yeah,
huge
like
fan of that flat. I think it's got a good feeling on the trigger. Seems to be able to break it a little nicer for me. And I'm a Smith & Wesson guy who shoots the super curved triggers. As much as I love them guns,
those factory triggers are way too curved for me too. Yeah.
And then they got I think they call them the snag-free rear sights.
Yeah.
Like, why do more people not do that? Like, we were just talking about it. I have healing up. It happens a lot. We get a lot of people that complain about that. You know, you have these great sights that are really nice, and they show up real nice in low light, and you put the gun on your hips, and then you move your arm down into your pocket, and you scratch the hell out of your arm. Like, the corners, I don't use the outside corners except to scratch myself. Not good. Yeah. So, I don't know.
That's kind of some things that shows they're thinking about, and that's just stuff on the outside that we can really see.
Right.
You know, so who knows what kind of innovations they'll have.
So between that, I'm kind of excited. I'm hoping and Mossberg always has a booth at Media Day. Media Day. Hopefully we'll actually be able to put our hands on it.
I can't imagine we won't be able
to. Put a couple of fingers fingers on it and so forth, but the 43 and or 43X and the 48 are probably going to be a big thing as well. Yeah. So we'll bring you those things, and then just tell us what else you want us to do.
Yeah, if you hear about stuff, there's all sorts of those kind of, oops, we accidentally released a picture or some information. Right. All that kind of stuff is going to start coming out now with SHOT Show being so close. Yeah. So if you see something or hear something that your brother's uncle's cousin told you might be coming out from Glock or Smith or SIG or whoever,
let us know.
Put it in the comments. I will go try to chase him down. Chris will try to chase him down. Just we want to know.
We
want to know what you want to know about.
So give us an idea of what to play with. We like to play with stuff.
Dave from Proper said come visit him, but I told him no because he won't be providing snacks.
Yes, I'll come see you, Dave, and whatever.
I'll go see Dave.
I will go see him anyway.
So if you can't,
supposedly we just ordered my super awesome tricolor jacket thing.
Their new pants are coming. They're supposed to have new pants.
Sam always forgets that she sits on the back side of the camera and nobody can hear her talking.
Yeah.
So
you always say I'm loud. I assume they can hear me.
Not very well. So she's saying is that Dave from Proper is telling us to come see him at their booth. They've always got a really big, nice booth there, and it's usually pretty darn busy. But I will. I'll definitely be down there, check them out, see what kind of new stuff they got coming out. They've got new stuff that comes out pretty much every year. So if you don't have anything new coming out, Dave, you've got a couple of days.
To
like get that figured
11
out.
of them.
Yeah. So figure it out and come up with something cool.
Yeah. So renting a hero and stuff with Ron not being here,
Yeah, Ron is sick today. I meant to say that at the onset, and I got distracted by the scar.
He says.
Yeah. He's been sick for a couple of days. Apparently, he showed up to work on Monday. Jeff saw him and was like, "Yeah, no, get out of here."
I tried to kick him out Sunday. He wouldn't leave.
Sam's talking again. You can't hear.
That's okay.
So
she tried kicking him out Sunday,
but
so you better get better and come back.
Yeah.
You got SHOT Show in like 11 days, man.
Yeah. At least he's getting that junk out now.
True.
That SHOT Show is known for giving a lot of people funk. Because
so he better start just
Yeah.
boosting on the vitamin C and boosting on all the other crap. Now wrap him all the way through till he gets home. And
I don't think he's
some.
flying out with us, so that's
Thank
good.
God.
Yeah, that's good.
So
That's good.
but yeah, so that's all we got really.
Yeah, man.
I was excited about Trump's little border speech the other day. I think last
Yesterday?
night. I kind of thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Bringing out some of the real problems that
Yeah.
that are generally faced every day, but I don't know. Schumer and Pelosi afterwards, that looked weird.
That did. That looked uncomfortable and.
Some of the memes, I think some of my favorite is like, Johnny was out too late last night. I'm not mad. I'm just really disappointed. Like, it was kind of funny. But,
all right, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out with us today.
I had fun.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.